I had to jinx it, of course. Because TLDR, if you didn't see the little thing before, I've had many beginner issues here. OBS needed to update, PC needed to update, Minecraft needed to update, and OBS is doing its usual fuckery with not wanting to have Chrome playing, as well as crashing while Minecraft launches. Yeah. Anyway, I've hopefully I'll be able to do this, and it won't crash on me, please. Come on. What the fuck is happening? There. That should help. Oh my god. Can you hear me now? I hope so. Okay, yeah, you can. Okay, so anyways, TLDR. I guess I'll just repeat the entire fucking intro that I've just been talking about for the last few minutes. I had a fair few issues launching. First things first, OBS needed an update, so I updated OBS. Right, as I was ready 5 minutes over. For once, I was in good time. But then we had to update. Then it started doing the Chrome crap, so I restarted the PC. Then the PC needed to update too, because thanks Windows. Then, of course, Minecraft also needed to update. And all of that was after I decided to, in the meantime, call back because mom called. And I was like, okay, might as well just. But gotta see if something is up or if it's just, a checkup. And so we ended up catching up while I was waiting for the Windows update. It dragged on a little bit, but, it's fine. That's the reason we've started a little bit later today. Anyways, what I was just talking about was I was over in this slime farm. That thing can sort of fit itself for now. What we're going to work on today is refixing the creeper farm and perhaps doing a little bit of test work with it and checking if the creepers are spawning correctly and getting spooked off correctly, or if they prioritize me whenever they see me or something. Additionally, I'm thinking about not changing the cactus pram or boat here. I kind of want to keep it, but I would love to make this whole area into a sort of harbor for a bigger ship, a bigger cactus boat, if you will. Because I have an idea for a farm, or rather, I have a good design for a cactus farm that could fit neatly into sort of a container ship type deal. So I was thinking about building, carving a hole from here and then removing this island bit here and making sort of a harbor station on this side. Could be kind of interesting. Which may or may not result in the boat being removed, but I feel like it's fine to remove the boat if I upgrade it. Sort of. So that's sort of the that's sort of the TLDR. Anyways, first things first. We gotta make a sort of collection system and a little bit of a potentially a bridge or a station where you can get out the gunpowder from over here, where it gets packed out. We could do that underground, but I kind of want to send it up to the player so we can do it up here on the land side of things. And we're listening to Spyro OST today because I felt like it. I'm thinking chill music in general is good for Minecraft, so I'm gonna need something to wrangle these little bad boys with. And first things first, we should fix the hole. Which was on what level again? I'm using my own style. It's a critical. I'll show you. I have a fairly efficient one, even though it's just like it's relatively basic at the end of the day. But it's a little bit of a mix of a design that I like for them. So obviously things come up through the mining pipe here and into that building where I goes up this way and then into the top storage up there. Passes through this filter here that checks and makes all of this stuff happen with all the flowers, as well as an additional little one over here for these, which I had an issue with at some point. I'm not sure it's an issue anymore, but basically about as scuffed of a mechanism as you can imagine. We got one zombie there, we got another here, we got these 4 pods perfectly spaced out. And if we go up a little bit to the actual level, which is here, we got 4 dudes in each. Technically you only need 3, but I just put another few in. Golems then spawn on the top, get pushed over to the side, as you can see with those 2 examples. That comes 3 in at once, which is quite nice. And then down into our just collective killing chamber down here. I have had a few smaller issues with it, which is basically that you can see the leftovers here from all of the Endermen. Hello there. I want to say Huang, but I'm not sure if that's correct. Iwang. Welcome. We're just going over my old ass, very, very scuffed iron farm design, but it served me incredibly well, so I really don't need more iron. I'm actually in the process of like probably having to stop it again soon. But yeah, I dug this hole right there. That top is the top of the hole that you see up in the. I think you can hear the clapping if we go up again. Oh, let's see if I can find my way around. It's very scuffed down here because it's just, you know, maintenance area. That's not where we try and make it pretty. It's like the top of the stuff is like right down here. I think you can go down in a very, you know, potato-ish way. What do you stream of, like, OBS or streamers? I started using Streamlabs a long time ago, and then I skipped away from it when it started becoming too annoying. So right now I've been using OBS for quite a while now, for the last few years, roughly. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Ah, yeah, you can definitely hear the clapping. So right underneath here, I'll take a little peek. You can see there they are. All of this is, of course, it's not really slabbed, but they don't accidentally spawn up here because it's too far away, so it's fine. And I have left this hole a little bit flat in the bottom. Not really for any reason, just because I decorated it slightly with all the sideways holes and the pathway leading back up in case I fall down, but it's sort of just there to represent, here's the iron mine, if you will. I could definitely upgrade it and make it look nicer. I sort of did a little bit on the edges. You can sort of see where the layer starts. I did some work over here, a little bit down here. on this side and around the top edge. But I haven't really bothered taking it all the way down, which I definitely should because it looks kind of bad down there. But you know, we don't look down there too much, and then it's sort of fine. That's my excuse. What was I doing? I was grabbing some string or leads if I can find where I left them. Because we need to wrangle the cats, and we probably need to breed one more now that I think about it. Because I did lose one. Yeah, anyways, we're working on the creeper farm today as a... I need trapdoors galore as well. So let's make a few of those. Give me planks. Give me trapdoors. I don't think I need this many, but it's kind of fine. I need to repair the hole. Basically what happened was I placed the cats in what I assumed was the correct position. And then as I was checking whether or not it was working, I just, I peeked in. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I did it anyway. And then a creeper just ran right next to a cat, right over to where I was standing, and just blew up. And they're not supposed to do that, I'm pretty sure. But it did anyway. And it was very weird, and it caught me off guard. So, of course, I didn't back off soon enough. Is it the second? No, it's probably further up then. I'm guessing here. Oh, yeah. So you can see, if you look at the top crater, it blew up like right around here-ish. And destroyed all of the trapdoors. And this hole is what I made. Hello, Voiting. So we gotta refix this somehow before we start the farm back up and start making some stuff down below. Of course, all of these are here to prevent the annoying spider spawns. But yeah, I swear to you, it was standing here, pretty sure, on this, and then it was like walking, and then scooted over, ran over, and then bang. Before I really reacted to it. And I probably should have, but yeah. A little bit annoying, because it's very cancerous getting the cats in here, not gonna lie. Speaking of, I'm gonna remove this. Alright, time to do the chore up here. And it really should be enough just having them standing on... I double checked it off stream. That it should be enough to have the cats just sitting on the slab like I have everywhere else. So I'm really not sure why it decided to derp it, which also means I don't actually need this. I'll just use that one. No one's gonna peek in here, not for now anyway. Because it kind of gives you those 4 extra spawning spaces technically. The only thing I could think of was that maybe I need to make the platform smaller. In case that it's standing on this sliver of an edge and decides not to run off, but... shouldn't it especially try to run to the middle position here when it's scared on this position? Which is exactly 4 blocks away from the cat. And I have even tried to make sure that the cats are like very centered as well. As you can see on this one, for example. I did my best to make sure that they were centered on the block too. So maybe that is what's doing it. That might be it, actually. So let's look at this guy as an example. He seems to be sitting a little bit closer to this corner over here compared to the other ones. Which means I'm guessing maybe one out on this edge wouldn't necessarily be scared right off. Oh, do I place them in minecarts and then leave them in there? I feel like that's a waste. I feel like it's way better to just having them sit like here, because you kind of don't want double the entities. If I can avoid it. I think we're just going to make another cat and set it up there and say fuck it. That should be easier. If I can remember what I did with the fishing rods. Which is a good question. Actually, I'll snatch that. It's one more dispenser for later. Ping me if you see a fishing rod. I'll put this in here for now. I see absolutely no... Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. Oh, hold on. I don't need fishing rod at all. I have salmon right here. I think this should work. Be kind of a dick move if it didn't. Okay, good. I want to produce one. A new specimen. Where is it? Come on. Don't... No hiding it. Where is it? Yoink! Come on! Oh, come back here. There we go. And now for good measure, we sit down Mama and Papa Cat again. Or rats, I should say. Be consistent. It should be easier for me to get them up this time, because I'm thinking instead of trying to pull him up through the neutral water stream, I'm going to use the bubble column. We'll see if that makes it easier. Can you sit down the small cats? Oh, fuck. Okay, good. Oh my god, that's actually very annoying. Alright, come over here. Time for your first bath, essentially. Okay. Nudge, 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 nudge. Come on. And away it goes. And I lost it. Oh, wait, what? Where is it? Why is it down there? What the fuck? Oh, come on. Little idiot. How did it get on the outside? What the fuck? Is it coming up slower or no? I can't really tell. Come on. There we go. Oh. Oh my god, come on. Fuck's sake, they're so annoying to work with. I swear to fuck. How do I do this in a smart way? Can I just maybe do this? Did it take damage or no? I'm not sure. I didn't take damage, so maybe it won't either. Come on, a little further. Just a little bit. Come on. Kinda too much, but whatever. Yeah. We cheese notch him back like this. Maybe... I'm not sure. I can't drag them if I make them sit down, right? Let's do this in the meantime. Okay, let's assume that's fine. Alright, it's not taking damage. I'll take it. And I'll sneak around. What do you mean? What's wrong, Maine? You mean the delay or me wrangling the cats? Where the fuck is the layer that I'm supposed to place this guy on? I thought it was... Oh, never mind. It's right there. I feel like I've made 6 layers, but I thought I had only made 5. Alright, come on. No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. Sit. Okay, now I kind of need to remove these. And then we're gonna run a test of the creeper farm again, kind of. Okay. It's not the easiest doing this alignment crap, because it's imprecise. That's pretty good, though. Okay. Okay, can't reach that one. That's fine. We don't need to close it up just yet. I do need to close each layer, but okay. We'll just do that with dirt. There's probably a reason I left this like this. Alright, I'll take out the lighting. We'll actually hold on, we need to fix you first. Now that I think about it. And you're just gonna end up on one of these. It slightly annoys me to to not have them on the same platform, knowing that it's not correct, but at the same time it's like, fuck it. Idea is not that we're going to be looking into this thing the moment it's fixed. Can you move? No, okay. Oh. Perfect. Gotta align you first though. Oh, it's a bit too much on one side. He needs to get a little bit closer to this corner, but that's about it. About close enough, right? But that might be the thing that is fucking with the farm a little bit, if they're not like flawlessly centered. Oh. And since their hitbox is smaller, there's no real way you can actually do it. Anyways, let's tune that off again. Cat is in place. Remove the lighting. No, I should be smart about this and do it from the bottom first. So the creepers don't accidentally rain down on me while I'm digging around in here. Oh. There we go. I was gonna use dirt for now. I know it looks ugly as crap, but this is sort of the back, so we can cheese it while we're working on it. And the goal is then to go down in the bottom, or up in the top first, and then down to check if there's actually loot falling down. I'm not sure if it will scare them when it's small. Maybe not, but I won't worry about it too much. Come on. Should be kind of fine. I really need to find one of the geodes, so I can make that, you know, tinted glass or whatever it's called. Just for a sneak peek inside. I think that would be quite good. Alright, cats are in place, and darkness is achieved. Unless we got one more layer, we got one more layer. As you can see, it's getting fairly dark down below, so let's hide Kitty in here. Technically, they should be able to spawn now. I'm not sure if it's best to be nighttime or no. Now, the thing is, because of the way I made it here, they're gonna land, you know, they're gonna fall along this wall, but they can sometimes fall a little bit in here, especially if they're moving while they go. So we sort of need a minecart going all the way around this in a circle. And I suppose, technically speaking, I could just do it here in the bottom. I don't necessarily need to go down below this layer. I'm not sure what's the best option. The advantage of like making them fall is that they die a little bit faster. If I have some dripstone, I guess I could. No, because the items get stuck on the dripstone. It's bad. I think I'm just gonna do the same as I did for the other, for the slime farm. Just go down below, make a little railing, just so that we are safe while we're doing it. It's not as big of a. It's a little bit of a bigger problem with these than it is with the with anything else. No, it's just my single player world. Actually, I have considered an SMP. It could be fun, but I have no knowledge of how to do it, so this is mostly just me digging around, making the things I want to do, taking it slow with it so that I can continue to play. Essentially, my base is basically built up in since it's the first time you're here, because I think there are plenty of clips that describe exactly why I don't do that. I am very comfy on non-hardcore. Let's say it like that. I get myself into bad situations. Okay. I do not need the extra element of cancer of having one death only. Yeah, exactly. All I'm gonna say is the one time when the Picklins and the Ghast ganged up on me in the Nether, right? Let's not talk about more than that. But what I'm doing here to make it a little more interesting than just your average, is like this. So basically, what I did was I chose a nice seed that had a village close by, so I could get access. Then I purchased my first chunk in here. So this is the starter base, and then I purchased, I believe it was that one over there. Built a small tree farm on top with accidentally making these as well. Can't remember the entire order, to be honest, but I've slowly progressed by purchasing each chunk, if that makes sense. I actually have somewhat of a track record of it. How do you see chunks? You click F3 and G. Turn it on and off like this. It's quite useful for various things, to be honest. Zombies? No. So I started using gold blocks back when you could get gold from zombies, drowned specifically. But then I switched over to using diamond ore blocks for the chunk purchases. It's just a self-imposed rules. Don't think too much about it. But TLDR, every single one of these gold blocks and every single one of these ore blocks placed in this bank of sorts, it's not very secure, but you know, is representative of one chunk that I've purchased, including all for this road and those fields over there, and each section of this big thing here, and that whole building there, and the hole itself, and not this guy, but you know, that sort of deal. I have built some road stuff over here. I am breaking my own rule a little bit at the moment because I am building my teleporter, which would be too annoying to have to buy chunks for. So we're basically from 0-0, where the teleporter starts and the slime farm is. We're going off into that direction, and I'm building that off stream because I don't want to show how it works, because it's actually quite cool how it works in single player. I bought that zombie. You now have to pay me. Okay, I have the perfect payment option here. Would you like some fresh meat? Totally fresh, totally not spoiled. No. Oh. Yeah, Rainbow Road and all that kind of jazz. The tree hole, which is my discount tree farm. Okay, I'll feed Foytang over here. 5 of it. Okay, all right, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't want to pick it up. He doesn't want it. That means he has to die. Filthy undead, chosen undead. Get out of here. I should capture a zombie and call him the chosen undead. Slowly gear him up with diamond gear, you know, crystal in a sense. Yeah. So yeah, it's sort of like I made these self-imposed rules for me so that I don't get bored of the game and try and like just explore in one general direction only. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm building some of the farms that I want here for this area, but I'm also gearing up to make a new base further down the teleporter line. I am probably going to wait a little bit more with it, and then extend the teleporter a bit, so that when we get to 20 we can make another one. Another jump. But yeah, there's no real goal, it's just me dicking around, building what I sort of feel like. Give me 10 meats, okay, fine. I need to make sort of a... I'll dump it here. Oops, okay, you get 11. Fuck it, you get 12. Screw it. 12 in the wishing well. The meat wishing well. So a lot of the builds are sort of also inspired by random things. One viewer suggested a little fishing shack, so I made that one. Another one got to suggest a lighthouse. I think the boat here was as well. This is a submarine, which I'm still quite proud of. I like it. Let's go down and have a little look. See, it's been a while. So let's actually hold on. Let me show it from the outside first. So it's pretty compact. It's a little, stone sausage, if you will. But I kind of like it. Do you want to suggest something? You're welcome. If you have a good idea. And then this is the rotary. Has to be something that can be within the chunk. And then if we go down, we have the whole inside setup. I made this fancy ass directional control system. So X is forward and back. Left and right is Y. Up and down is C, right? So you sit in the captain's seat over here where you can see the map. A necromancer graveyard. I can do that. There's some good designs for like tombstones and stuff like that. And so the idea was basically that you right now, how is it? We're not moving forward because this one is not moved. This one is upwards. So it would have to do this, then it's slightly forward, very much forward, slightly, little less forward again, not moving at all, and then all the way back to 0. And you can obviously go backwards as well. We're not moving, it's just you have to use your imagination. Forward and back, yeah. So it's like that direction. And the other directions are used same. So the idea would be that you set it, let's say that we want to sail forward. We want to go down a bit. I believe that one is the one, right? Yeah, so slightly down, and then we want to go slightly to the left. So this particular configuration would mean that the sub is going that direction and then slightly downwards, if you can imagine it in sort of 3D space. Is it intuitive? Not at all. But it is kind of fun. And then you reset it like that, I believe. Because it's like straight ahead. Level ground, we're not moving forward. Of course, you can then see the time of day, so you know you're up and down. You have a generic compass, some wiring over here. This, what was this for? Oh, that's just to lock this thing in place because you have so limited space in here. We have the toilet, which is right next to the captain's seat, so that's a little bit disgusting, but whatever. Space is limited. We have a little kitchen in here with a couple of ingredients, a little cute little stove. We have the sleepy quarters with no blankets and nothing, because, GG. And then we have the engine room, where you can also do some sort of controls with this. I can't remember how I thought about it, but one in the captain's seat, one out here. Like a damn cat's in the yard. And you can sort of use this valve or something, and then this was intended to represent, I think, engine power. So like right now it goes all the way through here, so it's very slow. And then if you do that, it's perhaps even slower, maybe. And if you do this, it's like straight ahead, so full power or something like that. Honestly, I can't remember. Well, something like that. But I like the restriction of trying to build something in this very cramped space after I built the outside. I won't lie, I can't think of anything to build. I'm the next. I mean, I can do that. If it doesn't, you don't need to necessarily think of what I should build. You can just give me an idea, and I can run with it, because that's what I've done every other time. With this over here, right? I'm pretty sure I said to Beatrice, give me 3 types of materials that I need to use, and then there was some sort of building, and then he said lighthouse, granite, and dark wood oak. I think that was it. I can't remember what else I've used in here. I don't actually think anything else. And then I built sort of a burger tower first. And then I revised it afterwards to make it look like this instead, which I do like. So yeah. I want an evil necromancer tower. Oh, we could do that. We could do that. Any particular location you would like it in, maybe? Because this is a little bit too much of a farm, but I can think of something, I believe. Like, again, think about this one over here, right? Merlin's Wizard Tower from that one scene that I just had the idea for from the Disney movie. And it also turned out kind of potato, but it's sort of close enough, And this is just like a hut. Where the gangbang hotel, if you will. There are options. I have this pumpkin patch we could do something with, too. Discount pumpkin farm. Oop. Oh, I fucked up. I think they fixed that actually for 20, so that these wouldn't, like, if there's farmland here, the pumpkins wouldn't destroy it or something like that. Pumpkin tower. Oh. I mean, it's gonna look ugly as fuck if I make it out of pumpkins, though. And a pumpkin tower is, like, I already sort of had that, and I kind of removed it with that one because it was fucking ugly as shit. It was basically, if you can imagine this one over here, right? Instead of being one in, and then a little thin tower, it was sort of one in and then a burger shape on the top here. Evil Halloween tower. I think I can work with that. Some lime and some stuff like that. It is fitting for this space here, technically, because everything is fucking chaotic as all hell. Where would I place that, though? Oh, okay, hold on. I have maybe an idea. Getting instantly sidetracked from what I was supposed to do. Yeah, that sounds about right. So this dark road should perhaps lead to something that is equally, or at least have something nearby it. So I have a weird idea, maybe. Can't remember which ones I own out here. I'm not sure I want to go all the way down to the end, because that would kind of suck, but maybe we buy this chunk over here and we make a little side branch into a tower that stands right here on the edge of town. As perhaps a good little view case over an area over here. Let me just quickly fix the creeper farm first, and we'll try and do that because I have so much of this dark material anyway, so it would be worth experimenting a little bit with it. you're just saying that now. Let's be honest. I know it. Okay, hold on. Alright, so we need to dig down. I'm just gonna like discount this because I'm kind of interested in making that now too. Oh. Technically, this thing should be active. Let me test it first, because I kind of want to keep this as my viewing platform of the base. So maybe we don't make it all the way down there. Where would be a good spot? I don't think I can see the other farm either. Do we place the evil necromancer tower right next to the happy rainbow road? okay, I got a good idea. You're gonna hate it, okay? But this is how it goes. So I'm gonna make an evil tower, but it's gonna be a rainbow. I'm gonna make the imagine the evilest looking tower you can, but then fucking some rainbow puked all over it. I do not have an automatic chicken farm, but I'll show you something funny in a little bit. Because I have some chickens, and I've had them for a while, to say the least. Okay, let me... So this should be the AFK spot for the farm. I haven't really checked the height correctly, because I think technically I should go up higher. But I kind of wanted to be able to see it. Also, it's a little bit fun being able to see these sort of things. It's also okay for this area if it's not. Yeah, exactly. Rainbow Sauron. That's exactly right. That was what I was thinking. Then you know what? Fuck it. Let's do that. Let's make a Rainbow Sauron with a sort of a rainbow eye or a big cute eye instead or something like that. So that it stares right into your soul, you know? It is evil, but it's the creepy kind of evil where it's like, I am your friend. And then the eyes just... That could be fucking funny. It's a good reason for me to continue the road, actually, a little bit. I'm gonna make it right at the end of the bridge then, so the bridge leads over to it, and then right before we make the golden cream road that Master suggested that I have sort of put a little bit off. Yeah, the smiley one. Like that sort of level is what I'm going for. I think it would be easier to make just an eye I'm not sure if the smiley will be easy to make, but something along those lines where it's friendly. Yeah, that's the pretense. But is it though? Okay, let's hope that there's some creepers that have decided to jump off and you know, commit undeath. Wait, commit unalive is the correct term. Any loot? No. Oh, aha! Oh, and there was another one. I see them. Oh god. Okay. They are supposed to die, but see, that might be the problem, actually. See, that guy is not running off. So something is incorrect in this farm. That's why I haven't bothered making the collection system just yet. So they're not getting fully scared off, clearly. Hold on, wait. I think I... No? Did I forget one of the... No, I think it's just dirt up there. See, they're not supposed to walk on that edge there. He's clearly walking back in and getting scared, but then he doesn't actually walk off the ledge. Unless it's on the... I mean, yeah, I should, but then we lose all of the spawning spaces. Kind of would like to keep the spawning spaces. Oh, hello there. No loot, little bastard. I'm just wondering if that's the layer where the small cat is, and that's why they're not getting scared. Not quite sure, but this is apparently a good place to actually test it. Gonk. Because ideally they should go off all the time, right? So that we don't have them standing up there blocking additional spawns. Like this over here is definitely a problem. Again, it's not the worst case scenario. It's okay for this farm. It's kind of fine, but it is a little annoying. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go up and take a whole. I'm gonna shave them off. Good to know that I can actually go down here and then just keep it lit. Alright, let's avoid blowing it up again. But look, if I take it off, if I remove one all along the edge, I feel like they must be standing on these. Do I just remove the trapdoors on the side, maybe? So they can't accidentally stand on these small ledges here. You know what? Let's try it. Okay, first thing first, let's open up every level. We don't got random little spawners. Get some light in there. The reason I put the trapdoors is that I thought it was a better idea to make sure that they would walk off the ledge. But I think that's what they're getting caught on. Oh, see that guy, unscared, runs for me. Come on. Why is he not getting spooked off by the cat here? What is happening? He just walks... Ah! You fucker! How the fuck did he do that? Excuse me? Bullshit! He literally walked over this... Okay, I mean, I guess the trapdoors have to go. What the fuck was that? How the hell did he even do that? Okay, well... slight revision again. Let's try and take off a... Okay, hold on. If I'm smart about this, can I do this in a smarter way? Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's start by taking the trapdoors off. And seeing if that does it. I think this is the bottom layer. Because maybe that is what they're They're cheesing it on. So much for me trying to be proactive with the making sure they would walk off. I did feel like I saw them stay over here as well, so I'm not quite sure why they don't just yeet off immediately. Technically speaking, I guess I don't need to do that. Guess we just close it up again, since we start from the bottom, so it's fine. Alright, so now it's nighttime, so it's probably less efficient. I kind of like going the other way around, actually. So, Rainbow Sauron. Oops. It's a good idea, because then the Rainbow Road leads to something other than just like one of the teleporter sections. Oh, hold on. Cue me accidentally chopping the cat with the axe, right? That'd be fucking typical. Bonk that in there. I can't believe that creeper just walked right over the actual gap. Like, it just ran over this. Like, how? Its hitbox, is it really wide enough to be able... I mean, I'm pretty sure I can't do that and it will kill me if I tried. That's an item, okay. It's like, is it still alive down there? No. No, it is not. It definitely dies, because I redid the bottom like at least 3 times until I found the right spot. Figure out precisely how much they need to get croaked. I know you can look it up. I kind of did, but I fucked it up anyway. I didn't pay too much attention. I didn't think it was super important. I thought it was like fine if they just 20-ish blocks, right? But no, it has to be a very specific number depending on its HP, apparently. Alright, no additional trapdoors for you, Mr. Kitty. This... Oh, fuck me. God damn it, dude. Feels elevator moment. Okay, well, at least we can get back to it relatively quickly. Should probably have like carry a bit with me, maybe. Yeah, exactly. This is the exact reason I don't play hardcore. Like I know myself well enough that would not work. Sorry to report. First of all, I'm not the biggest fan of like the additional stress that it gives, and secondly, I don't know. I like to just chill and do a little bit goofy stuff every now and then, and it does not end well, as you can clearly see. Well, we saved it all, so we're pretty much good. Most annoying part about dying in Minecraft is really just having to resort your inventory. So it's not like there isn't a punishment for dying in softcore. Yeah, this is basically why. I thought I was fine, then I randomly walk off a pixel to the left and it just yeets me off, and then, yeah, no. It would be cool if I paid enough attention to the detail, but I kind of like to relax with it. Why is there a hole here? What? Don't tell me a fucking... Okay, that must have been me. Because I certainly hope an Enderman isn't fucking doing it. This is gonna be fucking annoying. I swear, did I make 6 layers? I can't... What's happening here? Yeah, so yeah, as I said, you definitely die from falling off there. Point proven, I suppose. Let's put this back here. I know I'm missing the food, but it's fine. I consider it an advantage occasionally to die, because then you'd have to deal with less of the phantoms. Even though I do want to make sort of a phantom trap if I can. because I think it could be fun. I really wish that they would make Phantom Membranes usable for something. Like more than the current uses. So that they would be worth trying to farm, at least. Or maybe just update the mob somehow. So it is really just annoying and nothing else. It doesn't really add much value to the game, unfortunately, other than telling you that go to sleep now. There's no always convenience. I do like the fact that it's a flying mob that can potentially fuck you over, similar to how the ghast works for the nether. But yeah. I should go down and collect all these as well afterwards. So yeah, it's definitely more chill, just trying to build weird shit. Doing some of the redstone shenanigans that I like to mess around with. Figure out how that works. I'm sure that if I didn't just randomly fall off every now and then, I would end up blowing myself up with a redstone contraption as I'm trying to make it. That also seems appropriate enough. Why am I out of the dirt? Fine. I'm thinking we do the same thing. We go down in the bottom, as that seemed to be extremely useful during the day, apparently. I did go underneath this and fix some of the lighting in the caves down there. As I ran into some zombies I randomly heard, and I was like, okay, and then it led to a little cave system. Slowly and surely eliminating the other spawning spaces. Also, when I was testing the slime farm, found out that one definitely needs the AFK spot needs to be higher to be more ideal, or I just need to be in it during the daytime. It's probably a trapdoor, I'd imagine. That should be it, right? Yep. Other side, otherwise I die again. Also, the accumulative damage of me taking damage from those small jumps has also gotten me a couple of times, because I misjudged how much HP I had. Might as well reuse that. I'm sure some of them gets lost on this. As I think, because it's nighttime, there's probably too many things spawning on the outside, so let's go up, actually, speaking of sleeping, right? And make it a daytime real quick. I think it's just about to be anyway. Maybe we just maybe we don't give a shit. Fuck it. I think I can make it faster. I haven't looked into the idea I talked about last time anymore either. The whole idea of a centralized storage with vending machines all over the place. I'm saving that one for a little bit later. But yeah, in here is my sort of main hub. I've taken a specific item sorter here, which is this rather fancy multi-sorter that sorts all kinds of different crap. With this input chest configuration shenanigans up here. We built a slice of it last time, because I kind of needed one more specifically to gather the resources for my teleporter, and it is made by these guys. I did talk a lot of last time about how I like it, but I also dislike the unusability of it and the many flaws that you run into while using it. Which is it's not very user friendly, unfortunately. If one thing fucks up, the whole thing kind of goes full potato, and then it's like, ugh, to fix it. Okay, daytime. Perfect. Oops, missed that. We actually go down, since that seemed to be fairly efficient. And then let's maybe be smart about it. Close it off a little bit. Oh, shoot, okay, never mind, hold on. I know why it's not working. That's because it is open. I've forgotten a hole somewhere. Oh, whoa! We're fine, we're fine. No, nothing to see here. Nothing. No damage. No, no. Like the time I died on the ladder too, because I have a, instead of a water column to the slime farm, I have a big ladder going up. Not the best design when you misjudge the ladder bottom. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. I'll do this. Should be able to see the blue lines. I'm not sure. It seems too bright up there. Have I forgotten another hole somewhere? Okay, hold on. The spawning in it is a little weird sometimes. Maybe maybe I need to go up first. Alright, fine. Let's check every level just in case. There's no hole in the top. Good. I haven't randomly forgotten a torch or some stupid shit like that, right? Not on this level. There's something over there. What is that? Couple of trapdoors? Okay. That's fine. Oh, I see a guy. I think. Not sure. Right, hold on. Curious to see if they can skip the one gap this time. So yeah, needless to say that the creeper farm is a little scuffed. Okay, hello. Look at this. What is happening here? Can we agree that there is a grown-up cat? And this creeper is just not giving a shit at all. Are you giving a shit, sir? No, it's shaking its head. It disagrees. So, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? Do I have to... I guess I have to make the platform smaller. I guess maybe the shape of it is fucked somehow. And because we definitely need to have the trapdoors on the outside. Otherwise this will happen and it just won't go over the edge. Bastard. I was thinking that whether or not the trapdoors blocked his vision to it somehow. But I don't think that's the case. So, okay, so yeah, we definitely have to redesign the whole thing. Because this ain't working correctly. I just feel like we're losing so many spawning spaces if I do it. Sorry for the bleeps, by the way. It's like a really old-ass music track, and I think they did it a little bit wrong. It's just the music janking up. It's nothing. It's not your machine going ape shit or anything. Alright, well, here we go again. We might have to put Rainbow Sauron a little bit on hold, but I definitely like the idea. Let's start by seeing if we can fix this damn thing. Okay, well, let's start on bottom layer, unless I'm gonna open all of them. That has to be on the safe side. So no creeper randomly jumps down, lands on that block down there, and then, you know, jumps in and explodes on me. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. It would require more cats, though, and I kind of want to keep that limited. I was thinking to make a different kind of platform. So that the creepers are more inclined to, like, fall off. If you had a cat in each side section and then push them all into a center hole. But it's probably better to do it this way. Alright, well, let's rip out some more. Under the assumption that we can't have this final edge here because they seem to be stuck on it. I'm assuming that it's fine halfway through here and halfway through here, but then at the very edge, when it's standing like right here and it doesn't want to walk off because it doesn't want to walk on a trapdoor, it's probably just far enough away from the cats where it doesn't actually spook it. So like 1/2, 1, 2, 3, 4 is halfway through this block, technically speaking. So that's the problem. So this entire line on the edge we have to remove. Damn it. Okay, well, I can work with it though. It's just me counting wrong. This should make it more efficient, but it does kind of fuck a little bit with the where they drop. Because now they might get horizontal momentum. Unless we do something about it, I guess. I guess we can... I don't know. I kind of wanted to, you know, not get stuck. That's the main thing. I'm okay with it not working super efficiently. As long as it just works and it doesn't break itself like it does right now, where it basically stops the farm because one of the creepers gets stuck in here. Alright, so, hold on. Now we have less spawning spaces on the platform. We can still use these to block the spawns, but I'm wondering, since it needs a 3x3, let's try and redesign where these are laying to make it more efficient. Because I think we can free up some extra spawning spaces for them if I do like this. Before I had 1, 2, basically the same as here, I guess, technically. Does this count as a 3x3? I think it doesn't. Right? It has to be a full 3x3, right? Can a spider spawn here is the question. We can go down on the bottom system and check. Oh. I've placed one here for the sake of preventing them spawning on this section here, so they probably can spawn even if there's a bit of a gap over it. Which is annoying, because then we actually lose the spawning spaces. Unless I can figure out a sneaky way to deal with it. I guess I don't really have to move this thing in, but I think it's good to do it. Unless it doesn't need it. You know what, let's try it and see if some spiders spawn. If spiders spawn, we have to add an additional one here. Or, yeah, actually it has to be there with this configuration here. But if I can avoid having one here, it will be more useful. I guess a closed trapdoor does not count, right? Because I'm going to make trapdoors on the edges now just to make sure that they run off. At this point, adding a trapdoor here should mean that from the center of the can, right, you have half a block, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 will be somewhere in the middle, so it should run off this time. Also, it will think it can stand on the very edge over here, where it definitely can't stand because it's a trapdoor. So we should get more consistent creepers falling. More consistent creepers falling equals more consistent kills. As long as we don't get spiders stuck on this position spawning here. Worst case scenario, we just place one more there and we call it a day. Okay. Probably gonna lose some trapdoors here, but whatever. Actually, I can just, if I do this first, it's only the ones that fall out that we lose. Fall all the way down. I can just jump down to the next layer and then grab them. Yoink. I get stuck here a little bit too, in fairness. Okay. Is it worth doing it from down here? I think it is. Let's keep the pattern. It's not the most important, but there's a little bit of symmetry in it. Oh, that spooked me. Thought I walked over the edge. You know how that goes. It's not the best idea. Oopsie daisies. Let me know if it's a bit too dark for you. It almost is for me. There we go. Might as well see what we're doing anyway. So we've lost 1, 2, 3. So that's what, 8 plus. So like 20 spawning spaces. It's kind of a lot, and we haven't freed up any of these, which is kind of a little rough. But with a little bit of luck, hopefully, we don't see any spiders. If I just do that. Right, did I do the whole thing? Nope. Excuse me. Okay, I think the edge is done now on this thing. Yep. Good. Okay, so we got the first layer. Let's rip off the next one. I'll just put some light on the layer I'm on. Probably the easiest. I guess we do that, and then I chop off all the bottom, and I should probably leave some lighting on these actually. I'll do that just while we're digging around with it, so we don't accidentally get any creeper, you know, fucking about. It would be typical if one of them jumped down, landed on one of these platforms, and blew up right as I was almost done, right? Killing another cat. Impractical. Or unpractical? Unpractical. Unpractical and impractical. Wait, am I saying the same? I'm saying the same thing, aren't I? Hopefully I'll reach a state where I don't have to go in here again. After this final reiteration. And then before we delete this, we put on the sides. Not like that though. What I'm a little bit worried about now is where they will drop, since they'll now have more gap to do it. That might become a little bit annoying. But we'll have to wait and see how bad that is. Oh, oops. I was a little bit too quick there. Oops. Pretty sure they have to be turned from the upside. Not sure if it matters, but let's be consistent just for the sake of... just in case it does. I can stand on the edge like this, right? And then, okay, good. Don't think about death from behind, but that is basically what's going to happen sooner or later when I accidentally let go of the shift key and walk backwards at the same time. Wouldn't surprise me at the very least. I think that's it. I've added the a ring around. It's a bit of a shame. It might be not that efficient to do it this way, I guess. I figured it made sense because you could make all the way up to 4, but if it indeed is counted from the center of the cat, then it won't be. Oof. Apologies again for the fucking bleep sounds there. They hurt me as much as you, I'm sure. As much as anyone listening to it. Oh, hello. What is that? Wait, I just ducked that hole. That's just me. We're done on this layer, right? We've dug all the way around. Yeah, okay, good. I should have done that, but screw it. I'm just gonna do this. Quickly grab this. Put that back where you came from. Chop that away. Just let it fall. Don't care. Hello to another cat. Let's place it here since we need to move these anyway. Luckily, like as it is right here, I can't walk into the cat because that is a nice little addition. There's no chances of accidentally fucking up the cat's position. Something fall or no? I hope not. Ah, the fuck. What is happening? Am I losing? I'm seeing something blink past the screen. What the fuck is happening? Is it just because I'm doing these and they pop in a weird way? I swear something just like fell down to the slide right of me. Or left, I mean. Whatever. Oh, oops. Maybe better to actually do them from the bottom. So I collect more of them back again. I don't chop them too far off. There we go. Oh, right. I'm not sure if they can spawn if the trapdoor is down, but I think they can. The larger mobs, ones that are taller than the creeper. Of course, it's how this farm works, for those of you who are unaware. The height from this spot to the top is squeezed just small enough so only the creepers can spawn, because they have a uniquely slightly shorter height than a lot of the other average 1x2 mobs. I think I have mentioned this before, but you know, you never know. Random generic info dump. There you go. Can't complain too much because I'm not like going all in on it, at least. Alright, let's do another one. I definitely think I'm just gonna take these off and then from underneath take all the trapdoors so we keep him. Don't care too much about keeping all this whatever it's called again. A couple deep slate because I have so much of it anyway. I am definitely in the camp of the people. Not that I've ever even had a beacon or anything, but I could definitely see people would want to. Of course, I can't do this on the final layer, so I need to be a little bit careful with this strategy of just jumping down. I can definitely see why people are a bit annoyed at how long it takes to mine, though. Okay, so this. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I do have 6 layers. I thought I only had 5. Well, I've been misjudging the going up and down previously. I have not yet killed the dragon because, due to my limitation, I have to get to a nether fortress first, which is actually very difficult with when you have to buy every chunk first. So that's part of my plan with the teleporter too, is to teleport out into the first ring where there's a bigger chance to get a little bit closer, because you saw the blue road before, the big one. That one was me attempting to find my way out to one. So I know it's diagonally that direction-ish, but it got really cancerous after after having built quite a few sections of the road to keep building the road sections. So I kind of I kind of bailed on it and figured to figure out a better idea for it. That's why the teleport is coming into place. Also because, I managed to make it. It's a very old tech. So why do I need gunpowder? Well, because when I eventually kill the dragon, I know what the reward is. And I was thinking to plan a little bit ahead and have some ready for later. Also for TNT fun time, yeah. Mostly so that if I need to make like a large tunnel bore at a later stage, I can source the TNT for the dupers first. I know my way around a little bit. It's just like I like playing with the restrictions so that I don't burn out on trying to do too many things at once. If that makes sense. Slowing it down on purpose, essentially. Putting it a little bit in slow gear. We've placed one of these torches on each first, so I'm going to do each layer. What does the 36 means? That is the episode number we're on. Be advised, I have the YouTube is set up to as a not at all. There's no editing or anything. It's just a backlog of all of them. You will find back to I can't even remember. I think it's right around 14. And the episodes before 14 was lost in the Twitch purge when they did the whole DMCA thing a few years ago. So we've been going for a while, to say the least. But I like it. That's the kind of the point. The point is to not rush it, specifically. I need to like not aim out here as I do this. This looks so small. I want the platforms to be bigger. But we can't do it. If we do it, the creepers just potato hard on them. I think the idea is we try and squeeze the layers smaller here now, right? And then once we test and check that it works with the trapdoors as they are now, which hopefully should be the case, then the goal is to figure out precisely where they're landing before we start setting up the collection system below. And ideally this thing should also be running as I'm just digging about and running around and stuff. That's kind of what I'm hoping, at least, so it has a little bit of passive generation. Which I think it should have, but haven't built one before. Not really 100% got a clue how to do it. You know, the standard. Look up some tutorial and then kind of try and make it your own a little bit. That is sort of the deal. By the way, if you, by any chance, randomly know anyone from the Psycraft server, please do help me get into contact with them, because I have decided, I've developed the teleporter tech that I've mentioned, and while I'm still in the progress of building the first section of it, it is something that might be very interesting for them, and it's one of those redstone contraptions where I don't want to show you how it works. That's how good it actually is. So yeah, just saying, it's pretty cool, even though it's pretty stupid as well. But if it's stupid and it works, it isn't that stupid, right? That's the gist. Speaking of, that just reminded me that we might still see the spiders, and we need to check for that before we start thinking about the collection system for this. Alright, so now, can't jump down now. Now I need to do the risky bit. Go. Okay. I think I'm just gonna floop them all afterwards. That seems a little safer. Uh-oh. Oh, what? That one's lost. No, okay, never mind. is a very weird track from Spyro, but I gotta like it. It's like they were creative with the sounds, if nothing else. Okay, layers have been revised. I'll leave that one out for me. We'll start removing the torches again, close it up one more time, go down below and check if we see any mobs that are not supposed to be in the farm, at which point we revise it again and place one block here. Which I think should be enough to prevent them from spawning. I really don't know if they can spawn on this platform here, but I fear that they might be able to. The spiders, I mean. Let's put this in. There we go. I'm just gonna pee. Oh my god! Oh, oh god damn! My heart just jumped up. You bastard! Bastard trapdoor. Okay, hold on. There's a little mistake here. We'll fix that. Oh my god. I forgot to hold the shift when I placed it. Almost just ran right off. Yep, you're gonna have to get used to that. Your nerves flooped every now and then. It happens here. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, stick with that. I don't know, maybe it's good that there's a little more room. I don't know. I liked it being only one block because then it's like it limits where they're gonna fall. They don't get so much horizontal velocity to go to like random places. Whereas now, since they have additional, I'm not sure if they can like start to walk backwards as they fall down, so that they land in underneath these. Oh, he just has to just dick me over. What's happening here? Ah, I see. Ugh. Okay, there we go. Final layer check. Oh, hold on. Running out of blocks again. I need to find the final decoration blocks for this as well. And you're good too. Oh, fuck off. Oh my god, it keeps... I mean, I keep doing it, but still. Oh, okay. Since it's daytime, we're gonna hit up first a little bit, just to warm it up or something. Despawn mobs elsewhere before we go now. I don't think it matters too much, but I just want to try it. While we're scooting upward, I can maybe grab some water. Alright, we should be at the top now. I am planning to make like glass AFK spots up here later on, because I did talk with another viewer who was like, he doesn't like the lines going up, and I kind of don't like it too. It ruins the aesthetic of the build a little bit when you have sort of a water column or a big ladder going all the way up. But again, since we don't have the elytra yet, we don't really have an option to do it. But it will be, that's also what will make it feel great once I finally get it. Should be very nice. Okay, I think that's good enough. I don't want to wait too long since it is going nighttime soon, it seems. I might have to make a day just in a bit, just to see. Oh, hold on. And I gotta remove all of these. Okay, hold on. I see a baddie. Who is, for some fucking reason, not walking off. Unbelievable. Wait, there's too much light over there. Hold on. Did I forget a hole? I probably did. What is the shenanigans up here? Unless it's a spider I'm seeing. That's what we need to... Is this where I forgot a hole? No? Oh, okay, I see. Luckily we have the additional sound add-on thing on the side. So we can see if spider scuttles or something. I don't know what they're saying for it. Okay, it's probably night time, so things probably spawned elsewhere. So let's try and go back. Reset it to daytime. Try again. See if we get down the bottom. I can't believe I really hope it wasn't a creeper that did not walk off there, because if it is, I'm not quite sure how to fix it. If I need to make them even smaller, the platforms, then we barely have a platform at all. And I've seen some farms that are significantly larger for the cat platforms too. Not in this particular configuration, but in another design, where they're sort of shaped a little bit like an hourglass. I just figured making a tower would be decently straightforward. I don't know. That was the idea. But as you can see, that hasn't really turned out in my favor so far. Let's try and hop down and see. Okay, we got one. One fell in the trap. Do I have the... I do have the things on. Maybe we do the same trick of trying to... I feel like there's still too much light up there, but I don't think there actually is. It might just be the fact that we are down a whole bunch of spawning spaces. Oh, I've lost count a little bit, but we can try and count it, I suppose. And that's also, I've been talking about it a couple of other times, that I've considered trying to make a counting machine so that we can get around that issue. Instead of placing the loot in the original idea was that it would be cool to see it grow, and as it grows larger and larger, but logistically it's kind of a bad thing to do, I realized. Making this over here, because I need to keep rebuilding the building. I keep having to remove everything, and if I want to make another base somewhere else, it's kind of a problem as well. So let's see if we can go to the map and check it. Oh, I honestly, I'm really not sure, but quite a few at this point. It's grown pretty well. Let's head up here. If I do that. So let's see here. This is sort of the overview of the whole base, except for the last two maps over here that leads down to the thing. So excluding a few chunks that goes down that way, we have at least one here, 2, 3, I think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a whole bunch up there. And then the main ones down here is like, if we start from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So it's like, it's a fair few, especially because I purchased the roads as well, which I honestly, I can't remember how many there is in. The idea is also that we won't really need to, because, you know, we have the loot of all the ones that I picked up again. I suppose, actually, hold on, wait a minute, I haven't... I'm an idiot. It's a much easier way to count this. Obviously, we go up here. Oh. So, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in each of these. So that's 40, first of all. With an additional 7. Wait, 7? Is it really that many? Okay, let's just wait. Am I counting correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, sure. So 40 up here. That can't be that can't be right, right? Something is off. But maybe I've placed. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. No, it is probably true. Or maybe. I feel like there's too many gold blocks. I think I must have decorated with additional gold blocks. Because I definitely don't have that many chunks. So let's say that it's whatever the number that I just said that I now forgot again. 29 is in the pile currently. We do have some of them which I leave out when I haven't finished making something in a chunk. Ideally I should finish each chunk, but you know, I've had the need to expand a little bit further faster as well. I think this road over here, for example, I've also purchased. If I remember correctly, there should be, yeah, there's some sneaky boys under here, but this is just temporary. Leading out to the portal shenanigans going on out here. And then I think I purchased that chunk there, related to the teleporter thing. And then the line of chunks going all the way, so ideally we should make sort of a road or something this direction. But I haven't gotten to it yet. Which is why it's probably a good idea to build, you know, Rainbow Sauron over here. I really like that name, I don't know why. This then leads straight ahead, pretty much, into the water, directly to 0-0, which is, unfortunately for this scene, right in the middle of a swamp. But it's also pretty okay, because it means that we get I get an option to get slime. You will notice in some of the earlier episodes that I'm complaining a lot about not being able to find a slime chunk, and I have given up. I have, as an additional restriction I should say, I haven't looked at the seed number at all. So it gives me a good reason to actually search for things. So I don't know if there's anything fancy in the world other than what I have seen so far. Because, you know, I haven't gone for, like, finding all the biomes and all that sort of stuff. It's gonna be... We're going in a straight line that direction, and once we are done with that, hopefully we will run into everything eventually. But yeah, this is my pseudo slime farm for the daytime, and then you go up in the top and there's... I can show it off. There's just mushrooms and the whole shebang in there. Speaking of, has he taken damage? He has not. This is not good, though. Oh, there's a... Oh, that is really not good. Oh, no. Oh, what the hell? He's snacking on this... How did it land up there? How did that... Okay, it must have, like, popped off somehow. But how did a small one... Can they jump up on... Hopefully they can't jump up on the fences, right? Surely. Okay, so I might need to extend that even further outside the kill ranges so we actually pick up on this line too. Oh, damn. Alright, well, another thing to work on later. How much was this? Oh, shit, that was actually quite a lot. Crap. All of that should be in here. That's 40 blocks. Okay, so we actually... Oh, that's bad, dude. That is not good. Well, I mean, I suppose I place an extra hopper here and I move the whole system. I'll leave it for now, but... Gotta redo the slime farm a little bit again, I see. Typical. Yeah, it really just is me, you know, having fun with digging around. I think I have a boat, right? I have then just been cheesing it, not taking the road and just like skimming across the water here, which I technically should not be doing. I'm still not allowed to take anything from chunks outside, so I haven't checked that boat since the beginning. It's been there for a couple of years. I haven't purchased it just yet. It is a very interesting boat, though. I have I have sneak peeked at it a little bit. Look at this, right? It's one boat, but it's. Can I? Come on, let me up. If the Enderman wouldn't have covered it with bullshit, I believe that it is located almost right in. So there's one boat in. Wait, what is it? How is this split? Okay, so the split is vertically down here, but then at the very edge, it's a different type of wood here too, I think, as well as over here. So it's actually a 4-way split boat. It's made of 4 different materials because it is perfectly, not perfectly centered, but it is centered on this 4x4 chunk border, which makes it probably fairly unique, actually. I haven't seen this in you know, when people hunt for seeds and that sort of weird shit. So, you know, if it is interesting, I'll kind of keep it just because of that. But of course I want to, you know, loot what's inside eventually. And remove that kind of crap on it. Filthy Endermen doing their shenanigan bullshit. Yeah, it's a very weird spawn. I did originally, before I began this, because I decided I wanted to do it, and so I set up with a goal to find a good seed, and it was just randomly clicking through a bunch of seeds until I found a village that was close enough to spawn, and then this one conveniently also has another reason to make this long ass road. Let's try and run Snake Road here for a little bit. You'll see it at the end. Better get my weapon ready. Yep, exactly. It's like, take this one as example, right? Anything that's in that chunk, if it's mobs or anything, if I can't lure it from in here, I'm not allowed to grab it. I have to buy in order to do something with it. And ideally, I shouldn't just buy and not do something, so the whole not making the road over there is stacking up a little bit. It's also to force me to actually build something in each. Hence why the road building here went kind of galore. There it is. It has this super nearby, so it would be a good setup for a potential raid farm at a later stage, right? You have the baddies over here. I think I got up to them, and then, you know, I didn't get much further because they kept interfering with it all the time. Yeah, I got around to here, but I kind of like the semi-built stage as well. Oh yeah, the interesting part is, like, right now I'm in a good state, right? Originally I started using gold for it, back when the gold spawn was very reliable, but then they've changed that since, which kind of, you know, makes it a little more risky. So I switched over to the diamond ore blocks also, because when you then use the gold in the first chunk back in like version 16 or so, then you can't buy 4 chunks. You can only buy like 1 or 2 if you're lucky. It depends on how much gold you get. It was before the gold, you know, turned into more as well. Turned into more ore than just a single block. So you could get a little screwed, which meant I had a small copper farm, or rather, it was a gold farm from Drowned. I think, actually, hold on, I think it's still here. I did have one in the sky that I've torn down because it was very ugly, but that was for like mass producing it back then, so that I could actually start expanding. But seeing as this was my first house, right? What is that? Another rat? It's okay. I'm allergic to cats, so this is my outlet. Okay. Oh! Get wrecked, you little idiot! Should not have peeked out. So, anyways, this was my first copper, or not copper, but gold farm, where the drowned would get spawned up there and then fall in here. Yeah, it's a cat misspelled, if you will. So I call it a rat. And it's because of the damn. It's basically. It is sort of like a rat, because basically what's happening is the iron farm down below the center of the space spawns the damn cats all over the place. So occasionally I go hunting. Get rid of them. And I'm also allergic to cats. I don't dislike cats. I find them cute in real life. The problem is they literally choke me to death within like not very long. So this is my aggression outlet. This is like, oh, I see it. I'm squashed. This is the bottom cellar for my little potato farm that also semi-produces. But it's kind of not my farm. I guess it's kind of these guys' farm. But it is. We are on third generation of this guy being a farmer, so it is sort of a little bit of an. I'm not gonna say incest farm, but if you think about it, right? This guy is the grandson, but this one is the same one, and that's all I'm gonna say. and you shouldn't think about it too much, because it just gets weird. But that's where we're at. And then I built it originally with this little stuff over here, but then I added the silo on later on when I needed. That was back when I ate only potatoes, which was a long time until I got this gentleman here. Conveniently sells the best steaks, so now it's just pure steaks. Haven't really and yeah, and this is my this is my trading setup at the moment. I have all the good ones. We have mending, we have lure, we have fortune 2. They could be better, to be fair. They're not like flawless, but this guy got a lot, for example. Loyalty was nice to have it, this is including. And then I have these, not you, but these guys to get the tools, as well as being my iron sinks. So you pick some out. You look up here, you grab a stack of iron from the iron farm that feeds it all the way up here, and it's almost getting full again. I have emptied it a couple of times already, fully, and just turned it into iron blocks. So I really am not lacking iron or emeralds, essentially, because I can just print them at this point. It's a little too efficient, almost, but that's why I don't mind the setup being sort of scuffed. Anyways, what the hell were I even doing? I completely lost my lost track of everything. We were doing that bad boy. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do more than a creeper farm today. Let's do it to the fucked up start. We're gonna run a little short on time. I tried. Red did suggest, since look, the reason I made the Rainbow Road, right, is because technically it's called the Rainbow Brick Road, but we then changed it because the bricks looked like ass. And the original idea from the other viewer, who also suggested this one way back in the day, was basically that I should make a yellow brick road, like Alice in Wonderland. What the fuck is it called? Wizard of Oz, right? So I thought of making a rainbow brick road. So originally there was bricks down underneath here, but it looked kind of ass, so I switched out with wool, and now it looks better with the ethereal look. He did, in conjunction with that, suggest to make an emerald castle, and what I did was I took a couple of emerald blocks and just made like a tiny little, very cheesy looking castle over here, and it doesn't look that great. The emerald blocks, like, they lack options. First of all, there's only one block that you can choose, and that one block has quite a bit of detail on it. I guess I can show it off if I just parkour my way through here. Grab a stack. And actually, you know what? While we're here, we might as well repair a little bit. Why not? Oops. Oh. There, you can see here. Like, they're not bad, but they just have they're very busy. They have a lot of there's a lot of stuff going on with them, and if you go further away, it doesn't get much better because it does have enough contrast between these lines here. I think they're better suited for if you want to make like a very large build with maybe as eyes or something like that. And then, or encasing them in other green blocks, maybe. You know, like Like the glass over here. Or maybe heck even some of these potatoes grown fully. Fitting with the lime glass, right? Kind of. Honestly, I don't remember the old one. Actually. I can't at least, but even from here, I can see the detail on it. So it's like if as soon as you have like a buttload of them, if I just like stack these. Yeah, so I wasn't very satisfied with it, so I didn't want to. It's very blocky because of how it looks. It doesn't blend in well with itself because of the lines down here, which is a bit of a shame. But I mean, you know, it's kind of fine. It's more like if you compare it with the gold, for example. Base amount of the green. The reason I cannot do that is because of how this is set up, actually. You see, there is a little sneaky pathway underneath so that I can have lights occasionally. That's what makes the rainbow bridge glow a little bit in the nighttime at random spots. There are some lanterns hidden underneath the carpet layers so that this road doesn't need to be lit up from anything else, technically. So, unfortunately, I can't place these because it's got to... I mean, it's kind of got to look like ass, right? Let's be honest. Ugh. I think I have these in the sorter, but I'm not sure. Oh, okay, so that's another thing that a large system would need. It would need trash cans. It would just need a lot of trash cans and vending machines. That's what I want for another base. Kind of like this one, just like plug it in and it just gets ripped up to the maximum storage. Instead of being auto-sorted here, it should slowly be sorted by something else that sends it out to the vending machines. Kind of. Make an emerald ass because emeralds are ass. I mean, you aren't kind of wrong, right? It's sort of like, I mean, it could go for a butthole if you think about it. Cross the emerald bunghole. Put those back in. What was I doing again? I have so many of these. Why do I have these? I can use them somewhere else. Actually, I don't think I can sort them in the sorter. I don't think this thing, unless maybe it does work. You know what? I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna risk it. I don't want to fucking fix it again. I'm not gonna try it with. I don't know if it can handle unstackables. So if it can't, then you know you send it through the machine. It fucking cripples the whole thing, and I need to spend another 2 hours fixing it. No. Big no. We wanted to test during daytime the thing over here. I do like getting distracted and walking around the base and checking it out again. It's kind of one of the reasons why I would prefer something that's not a central storage as well. So you get the option to like get around and see it again. It functions great for single player, essentially, so that you sometimes you forget that you've made something and then you come back to it because you accidentally go that route. Did I turn on the thing? I did not. Let's do this. If you want to know where the so the chunks is G for some reason, makes no sense, but whatever. But B makes sense for a hit box, if nothing else. So it's F3B if you want to show items or mobs. It can be quite useful, both to spot mobs from far away, but also to see if there's items on the ground from like further away as well. The little blue line is where they're looking at. The red line is where their eye height is. And the white box is their collision box, essentially. I'm seeing nothing. Why is the farm not working, dude? I don't understand. Why is it being potato on me? It's like sometimes it feels very efficient where it just like pumps them out, and then other times it does nothing at all. I have a feeling it has something to do with me going up here, waiting a bit until everything underground is unspawned or whatever, and then going down to the farm again, and then the farm becomes the area where they prefer to spawn. That's at least how it seemed like, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not totally sure. Have not built enough of these just yet to know what I'm doing. It's more of a test. And instead of, spending too much time digging around in creative and trying to make it perfect there, I do kind of like just winging it. It's a little more fun to see the mistakes too, I'd say. Oh. Ah. It's been very warm here today. We're finally getting a little bit of good weather. I've been digging around in my garden, planting pumpkins and shit. Did it last week. It was great weather Monday, and then the whole week after was just absolute shit. And the pumpkins are looking not too hot. So I'm hoping that they're getting some good juice out of these days here now. Because I have I'm not sure what it is. It must be mites or something that's attacking the leaves of them. Yeah, I'm trying. I purchased one of those small pie pumpkins last year because I wanted to try a dish with called pigs in a pumpkin, which is essentially I come from Denmark, which is essentially a you just take like pork shoulder, you roast them a little bit, and then you put them into the pumpkin, pour a little bit of cider over it just to cover it up, push the little top back on the pumpkin, and put the whole thing into the oven and cook it like you would a steak, like a big steak or something. Not a steak, but a like a roast. You give it like an hour or two or something like that. I can't remember. It's been a while. I did it last year, but it turned out great. I did, as a byproduct, have a lot of seeds left over, so I decided to try a couple of seedlings this year. And I have 3 plants, and I'm worried that they are going to give too much, but I'm also worried now that none of them are going to survive. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens. What the hell are you? What is that? It, what? What is happening? Oh, there's spiders up there. I know why no creepers are falling down. There's only one thing that can get and push the cat, right? And that's a spoder. Alright, fine. Fine then. I have to fucking pick him up from down there. God damn it. And you know what? Probably I'm guessing all of the cats are shuffled. God damn it. Oh, okay. Well, let's see how bad it is. You are still on your spot. That's good enough. I mean, where are you from again? Forting, I can't remember. I haven't really fully kept track of people with that because it's like it's too hard to fucking know. I'm gonna place one here. Yeah, okay. I thought so, but I wasn't totally sure. But I mean, you always have that sort of regional thing. If you're like close enough to Finland, it could be the reason why, or maybe there is something in the bloodline going back. My cousin did one of those. Yeah, he did one of those like 23andMe, I think, at some point, and found out some fun stuff for himself. Okay. So, anyways, I'm gonna place one here in the corner. We're gonna lose another spawning space, but at least we're gonna prevent, hopefully, spiders from spawning here, crawling in over, and pushing the cat off. I can't believe when I speak English. Do I say? Honestly, I don't know, because I don't know the Finnish accent. The only thing I know about our friendly neighborhood Scandinavian bros up there is that we can't fucking understand. Usually in Scandinavia, it's pretty easy to get the rest of them, but Finland is a little bit on the other side. They are pretty friendly though, as far as I'm aware. So should be okay. Where the hell is the other cat even from? I'm just gonna assume that it's a spider that spawned. Because again, I can't imagine what else it is. It shouldn't teleport to me when it's sitting down, so it can't do that. Surely. I did forget to close this. Wait, should I wait when... Let's assume that they're not smart enough to fall back in on it, and I don't know. It's a bad idea. I'm gonna get blown up by a creeper, but fuck it. Let's just go. People have told me that I sound American, but I think that's because I speak English the way that I do, which is kind of strange. I guess it kind of makes sense in some ways, because the Danish version of English is kind of influenced by American a lot that way, rather than something like British, for example. But I do have one family member who pointed it out for me, which was kind of fun. I am genuinely not very good at making other accents. It's something I would like to be able to do, but I really can't do it. It's like I'm not thinking about how I speak. I think what I do is that I listen to how, when I learn the language, I listen to how someone is speaking it, and then I recognize what sounds mean what. Based on who says you sound American? Well, based on the fact that the guy that was saying it is actually from England. So for him, it's probably, the Americanized version of English that is taught here in Denmark, I would imagine. But I mean, if you listen to English itself, it's also the amount of variations that can be in the language is kind of high. Like take what I'm thinking about in terms of like accents. Like takes. Okay, so he's from the bottom layer, clearly. You can go. You have American, you have British, which is the original, ideally. Then you have Australian, which is also its own kind of, bag of worms. In a sense, I'm not sure how to describe it in a non-offensive way. I like the other accents a lot, to be fair, and the Scottish and Irish and all that sort of stuff. Distinctly unique, I suppose is how I would describe it. Now, how the fuck am I supposed to get this little idiot up again? Maybe the easiest is to just teleport him up. You should, if I go far enough away fast enough, right? Isn't it something like that? And conveniently, and unfortunately for him, I have this. Come on, teleport to me. Do it. Perfect. Oh, no. Sit. Little bugger. Same strat as before. We unplug him and then yoink him back here. I will say, though, that honestly at this point I don't consider it so much a country-based language, if that makes sense to say, because it is so universally used. Oh, damn it, I fucked it up. I'm more just thinking of it as a common language, really. And no, you. Okay, fine. Like as in a practical manner, right? It's relatively simple. It's a relatively simple language when it comes to it. It's not too complicated in its structure or word setting or anything like that, or vocalization, which is probably why it's so widespread. And I feel, can you stop fucking jerking off, you little bastard? Fucking just jumping all over the place instead of falling straight down. A Brit told me that I'm from Finland, so I'm finished now. Given the current political situation, maybe be a little, I don't want to get into politics, to be honest. It is fucked up enough as it is, isn't it? Let's be honest. Come on, Mr. Kitty. Dude, for fuck's sake, can I walk through here? Come on. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Look, I get it, right? I get it. Don't say anything that gets you into trouble. I understand. I get it. It's just unfortunate. I don't know. I personally, I consider politics to be stupid. All of it. The people fucking arguing about stupid shit. No, none of them really know anything, and then they stop listening to the experts, and then it gets even worse, right? TLDR. A good example is that we have here in Denmark recently done some. What is it? I think there's some talk about how to reach the whole climate stuff, where we have some sort of goal for 2030 or whatever to stop fucking producing too much fucking CO2 or whatever, or captured or something. And then then you go to the actual dudes that are supposed to be in charge for it. The government is like, we want it done. But then the guys that are saying, the researchers or whatever, they're doing the research and they're like, guys, you haven't fucking given us the funds for it. We can't do it. We're running out of time and money for it now. And the government is like, yeah, but you should do it. It's like, dude, that's not how it works, my guy. Come on, practical. But then you look at a lot of other places in the world and it's equally fucking stupid, and it's just like, oh, god damn. Why can't they all just chill and play some video games and get over it? Piss off everyone else. I don't know. As I said, there's no point getting into it because it's too stupid. Was it though? Capitalism was also good, but was it though? Is there any system that actually kind of is doing it right, or is it all kind of, peanut butter or jelly, right? Which one is best? They both kind of suck in terms of something. Especially, like, if you don't like one thing, you're gonna hate. If you like one thing, you're gonna hate the other, and vice versa. I don't know. I prefer the freedom. I prefer to be able to say what I mean without fearing repercussions from the government. I think that's a good thing. At the same time, can you fully say that that's true for democracy? Probably not. There are some restrictions still. But at the very least, it isn't as obvious as certain areas. I mean, I would not do that necessarily, but I can understand. Also, I'm pretty sure Taiwan would not either. Ironically, but maybe don't say that too loud either. What am I trying to do here now? I'm using my demographics. My demographic is right to say stuff like that. I mean, in a sense, I'd say it's good that you do it because of the potential repercussions, right? So it's like, yes, it's I don't know. Again, this is exactly why I don't really want to get into it in a sense, because I don't see it serving any purpose. The whole point with like political stuff when you get it to the global scale and that sort of stuff, right? Yeah, exactly. I don't think they'll care. Hopefully not. Staying under the radar, that's kind of the deal. It's the best you can do as an individual in these times, it seems, or in general. Just if you don't fuck up shit, you're not gonna get in trouble for it. Hopefully, but then at the same time, that's not always the case. You gotta smell the way the wind blows, regardless of what system you live in. I think that's where it's at. Like, heck, even for us, we've had some weird things going on. Like the current government, for example, is very I don't know. I mean, they got elected because everyone was a little bit in doubt at last election, and now they're sort of just fucking everything up. It's like the popularity rating is just like, but at the same time, I was in the minority for the voting and shit like that. So what the hell do I have to say? I didn't get anything out of it at all. I don't know. It's a big ass system. There isn't really any fucking logic to it, regardless of which one you pick. There's just like different downsides to the different systems. I suppose what I'm a fan of is sort of like leave the little guy alone, kind of. But that's sort of the Danish mentality of like we have this thing. which is like that everyone is equal essentially, or basically if you're the type of person that brags a lot, you're not gonna have a fun time in Denmark because everyone will very quickly tell you exactly why you are a piece of shit and how you are a piece of shit, and you know they won't say it directly necessarily, but they'll know, and they'll just prod at those small things. You'll not get away with trying to boost yourself up. Essentially, it's like, oh, you think you're good at the game? Is that it? What is that kind of bullshit thing you're doing over there, huh? What about that? You may have noticed the tendency for myself to point it out. It's sort of ingrained in us a little bit. We have a tiny country by comparison. It's our country, you know. I think there is some of that, like, you know how a little dog needs to be more aggressive, or needs to have a bigger voice or make more barks. I think that's sort of the deal. Especially if you look at like World War II, right? Oh, we're getting invaded. Oh well, let's just roll right over and be friends. It's such a fucking so stupid, but at the same time, it's the most practical, you know. It's a tiny ass country. What do you do when Germany goes full on war machine, right? Are you gonna, when you're sitting right on the border, are you gonna lose the country entirely, or are you gonna work out some diplomatic deal? I guess we talk about it. I can sort of see it from both perspectives, even though I think I'd be the one that would say, yeah, sure, I'll help you, and then start fucking up shit on the side. I don't know. Hopefully it won't come to that, right? Hopefully, you know, I don't know. I guess that's the strange discussion of if you go into like what is peace. Is there ever really truly peace and stuff like that? But I am happy that I'm in an area of the world where it's not completely fucked. At least there are still some bullshit, but you know, the whole ignorance is bliss kind of deal, kind of forcefully applied. I am aware of it, but choose to ignore it. I'm not sure how you want to think about that. It's not to sound like an asshole. It's just some of the problems are so big that you as a single person can't really solve them unless you go full on dictator mode. And at that point, aren't you kind of part of the problem rather than the solution? I mean, take your own shenanigans at the moment, right? If we don't need to go into details, but like, what the fuck was the plan with that? Like, come on, my guy. Oh, not sure what the long. I guess perhaps it's just my point of view, right? I like to plan for the long term, and ideally make sure that I'm not gonna get fucked over in the future. So, something that seems like a bad long-term decision is in the short term something that seems stupid to me as well. I suppose. I don't know. It's complicated and stupid. And honestly, we're better off just enjoying a little bit of casual Minecraft and, letting the world burn itself in the background. Because it's gonna do that anyway, let's be honest. Best case scenario, we end up with, global warming actually being a thing after enough time, and then we'll all be screwed anyway. I'm not trying to bring you down or anything. It's just, yeah. At the end of the day, we're just slightly above animals, right, in terms of intelligence. But when you then look at it sort of really, we kind of do a lot of the same stupid shit as they do. Fighting for territory, fighting for resources, being basically individuals at the end of the day. Not slightly, I agree, but there's some people that don't really want to see it that way. But I definitely do. I think we're a bit blown out of proportion by claiming that we are the most intelligent species on the planet, right? That's not good for the ego. It's not gonna keep the species humble at all, that's for sure. I'm just running around now. I've completely lost fucking track of what I'm doing. We're definitely more developed. I mean, we do have, I'd say, if we compare ourselves with any other animal species, we have the ability to modify our environment to a ridiculous degree to suit our needs that other animals don't have. Like, the key difference between humanity and animals would be that one ability, I'd say. Because animals sort of, if they adapt through evolution, whereas we don't anymore, in a sense. Because we don't have to. We figure out the solution instead. We don't have to let the people with bad eyes, for example, die off because they can't see or find the food. We develop something so that they can also see. And suddenly, it's not so much evolution based, it's more technology based. Whereas if you look at an animal, it's like if it can't do it, it's just gonna get deselected, so to speak, immediately. And then the ones that are able to do it or has like a tiny sliver of an advantage are the ones that nature will select for. So they live sort of in a fundamentally different way from us in that sense, which is interesting to think about from a philosophical point of view. They have to adapt to the environment, and if they don't, they die. Whereas we have to adapt the environment to us, and if we don't, we die. Imagine if that was the case with cancer. How do you mean? Cancer is sort of like an interesting thing by itself from a biological point of view. I like, because I program and stuff like that, I do find the whole okay, controversial topic here. I do find the whole thing of like messing around with creating things with genes could be cool. Not gonna say kind of, it's kind of a little bit not the best kind of thing to mess around with, changing biology in that sort of sense. But I'm thinking about it like, think of the cell as what it actually is, right? A tiny biological machine that follows a string of code. If we can code video games and make worlds and fucking boob physics and all kinds of shit, right? Why can't we do it in real life? I don't know. I'm curious, okay? It's just curiosity. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't create a bioweapon. I would go all in, I would why not, instead of always people complaining about slavery and all that sort of shit, right? You'd go all in on it, and you would make a creature that is a machine. So it's not going to be like, if you think about how a let's say a fucking harvester works, one of those big combine harvesters. Maybe you could make that instead of making that out of something that is metal, rubber, fucking electrical components and all that sort of shit. What if you build a creature that is sort of, essentially like an elephant with an extra attachment in the front? It's not like we don't have animals or biological things of that size. And if you then start adding human ingenuity on top of the already pre-existing creature, designs that we have a very varied plan for in nature, at least, because we can take inspiration from a lot of things, to say the least. I could see us being able to make a lot of things, biomechanical, essentially. And then you could just have that big boy walk around. If you become even smarter about it, instead of making it a big elephant type creature that will require organic fuel, you would make it sort of splice it with a plant in some sense, or give it some sort of hard shell on the back that has infused plant material in it, so that it would get a gigantic solar panel on the back, which would be ideal for any kind of conditions where there's a lot of sun as it's walking around all over the environment that we've created for it, which is the field. From a logical and programming perspective, I can see the potential. Yeah, exactly. Like, think about a Roomba that sort of, instead of a Roomba being a machine, you could make it a flesh machine. Which, do you want a robot dog or an actual dog? I mean, where's the actual difference? don't take it out of context, okay? I obviously, an actual dog is like way more complex and has significantly higher value, at least in my opinion. But if you can make a robo dog advanced enough, you could essentially do it. Or you could skip the whole step of trying to create machinery so small that it can mimic cellular level and just directly go to actually manipulating cellular level machines which already exist in the form of organics. I don't know. It's philosophical you know, ideas. But I mean, I don't have enough knowledge to do it, and I think we would need significantly more research into biology in order to even be able to approach it. And that's before you even take the whole ethical aspect of should you even begin to do it, as well as the ramifications of it. That if it goes wrong, what can it do to really fuck up the entire environment of the planet, which is really one gigantic ecosystem that sort of just auto balances itself. So if you introduce something that is new, very rigid in a sense, if it's very simplified and can only do one thing, how will that fuck over or mutate or do other kinds of shit? And then we just end up with like some fucking mutant combine harvester creature that becomes a fucking living nightmare horror. I mean, I can see it going bad as well as I can see it going good. That's all I'm saying. Probably like that. Pretty sure someone say that they have a lawnmower Roomba. I mean, those things already exist technically, right? But again, you know, think about it from the perspective of like saving the planet also. If you make it into creatures, they interact with the rest of the already natural system rather than relying on like big and heavy oil to fucking generate power in some power plant that then is faded out into your outlet that you then charge your little Roomba with. Reuse corpses and make robots. I mean, essentially, you don't need to reuse the corpses, but there is biological material there that could go right into a fucking gas plant if you think about it. Instead of just wasting it by burning it or putting it in the ground. I suppose putting it in the ground is sort of like you feed the earthworms at the very least, so I don't know. It might do something, but considering how slow bones are to decay under those conditions, I'm not sure how efficient that actually is. I mean, for the flesh, sure, but you're just gonna be left with the pile of skelly boys, basically. I think what is gonna happen, I don't know when, but far enough into the future, is probably a mix of the two. You're probably gonna see the pure faction, the humans. Probably gonna see the purely the people that are focused entirely on machines, and then you're gonna find the ones that do the whole what's it called? Going full on with the genetic modification and shit. And then there will probably be the cyborg mix of all of them. Think cyberpunk essentially, right? Where you have electronic components compiled into it, and whether you are more machine or more man is like, who cares at that point? We already have fucking heart implants and shit like that, right? It's not far off of being a cyborg. It's just a little less cyborg and a little more human, if you think about it. You get a fake knee after a certain age. That's also just a plug and play replacement, essentially. Or at some point you might get to it if you look at all the development within prosthetics, for example. What are you going to do the moment that the paraplegic guy gets an arm that's actually tuned to be stronger than any human arm normally? That's right. You're going to get people who chop off their own arms to get a paraplegic arm, which will then be stronger than any other human arm, and suddenly it goes wild in that direction. Which, yeah, I don't know. Hard to predict where the future will go. That's the gist of it at the end of the day. I could get that. Turned into a diamond could be kind of cool. But at the same time, if you turn it into a diamond, it's no longer your ashes. It has literally no... There's literally no point at all. It's not going to be remotely... It's completely destroyed the material and repurposed it. Essentially, that's about as good as getting eaten by something. If you think about it. I've totally lost. We've gone over all of the weird fucking philosophical things, and I've just been running around in circles trying to talk about it. Exactly, I'm dead already. You can take me out of the miniature. I mean, in a sense, right? It's like the whole. It's fun to think about the whole. The tribal societies when they were like, oh, if you eat the heart of the bear, you gain its power. Technically, it isn't totally wrong. If you think about it from the practical point of view, you do get some extra protein that gets repurposed and put into you, essentially speaking. So it's like, yeah, I know, but that's sort of my viewpoint from the. If you look away from the politics of it and the ethics of it, and you just think about the practical application of sort of genetic modification in that sense, I suppose. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't really know what I'm talking about because I'm not a fucking expert in it. I just like to play with the idea in my mind because the logic of it is interesting. What could you do if you had a whole library of code, but for the human genome, for example? What could you fix with it? What could you build? You could potentially take someone. Some of the applications could be that you could build specifically your lung. Let's say you get lung cancer some way down the line, right? Instead of getting a donor from another person that has a suitable organ that fits, you could potentially grow your own exact copy that will perfectly fit with you and just be flawlessly integrated. Heck, and if you even then, if you then, like, you wouldn't even have to operate, technically speaking. You might be able to actually, if you had control over the code and the progress of the growth of said organ, the similar way the body does when it develops you originally, right? Stem cell shit, but also with the additional hormone control to make the body stop growing at the right time and all that sort of shit. You could essentially rewrite the code slightly, have the lung be building itself within the cavity of your chest area as the other one is getting depleted, and then all you need to do is go in, snip off the old decrepit one, pull that one out, and you're already good to go. And that's under the assumption that you don't, go completely the other way and upload your mind into a fucking PC if that ever becomes possible and go full cyborg acting. Yeah, I'm mixing too many things philosophically at too late of an hour in order to make any sense of this, so if I'm just rambling on, that's very, very accurate too. I mean, you could have a corpse in your pocket. Yeah, but it wouldn't be a corpse, technically. Mr. House. Yeah, kind of. A little bit. A little bit Dr. House, I suppose, yeah. Oh, damn it. Fucked it up. I mean, yeah, true. But it's more like I consider it at that point you've modified the organic material so much that can you really call it a corpse anymore? It's sort of the same thing with ashes, to be honest. Sure, you have grandma's ashes in an urn, but in reality what you have is a pile of fucking burnt material in a jar, right? If I switch it out, can you tell the difference? No. It will just be some goofy ass powder in a jar. Sure, the sentimental value is there, but if you look at it from the practical point of view, it's just a diamond, or in reality just a synthetic diamond, to be precise. It's not even a real one. Maybe I should make like a small obstacle course for myself. Anyway, you know what? I think I'm gonna end because it's getting too late, and I don't mind like discussing these things. I find it interesting enough, but I feel like I'm just rambling on here about too many random things at once and mixing too many of them together, and I don't want to give the wrong impression to people if they're trying to follow it. It's this is not the right time. I just, yeah. Again, from the practical point of view, I could see it being interesting to play around with it, but from the ethical point of view, it's sort of like, ew, that's another can of worms for sure. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, kind of deal, right? But then, if you can, does that mean that you shouldn't do it? Out of principle of just not doing it, and then that's another discussion itself entirely. Anyway, hold on. Let me see if I can find someone to host, because I am just rambling on and on without actually doing anything in the game. Ooh, okay. Alright, well, since he's live, I'll go in. Yeah, do this. Come on, no, stop it. Stop it. Fuck it. Ooh, I do like this track here, though. Wait, hold on. I'll do this. Boop. I'll do this. Alright, go say hi to Board for me. And don't, no need to continue the discussion. I feel like we got so much off so many topics at the end of the day. But yeah, take care.